It's time to wake up Western Slope, your community connection.
If your group chat is arguing about the best Christmas movie and you're checking the forecast like it owes you money, welcome in. This is Wake Up Extra, your extra dose of the morning show, where we slow things down just enough to have some fun. I'm Justin Brown.
And I'm Dalen Brazelton.
All right, so today we're diving into holiday movies everyone's streaming. Yes, the classics, the guilty pleasures, and the ones you pretend you haven't watched 3,000 times already. Plus, movies you can watch in theaters during the holidays.
That's right. But first, let's start by taking a look at what your holiday weather is shaping up to be like for this week. Well, things are shaping up to be interesting, to say the least, for the Western Slope. Is not only are we seeing some very warm conditions for the region, but we're also seeing kind of a wet Christmas instead of a white Christmas later on. So let's start at the beginning of the week for your weather and then kind of work our way through the week itself. Starting with Monday, folks, things are incredibly warm for the region. Saying record-breaking is not nearly enough for that. We're seeing temperatures not quite double what they should be, but let's put it this way. Typically, around this time of year, Grand Junction sees about 37 degrees Fahrenheit. That's what it's going to be at the coldest tonight. So the warm temperatures of the day, incredibly hot, 62 degrees expected, shattering the record set 15 years ago when it was 54 degrees. Now, let's get on to some better news, that Cozy Cat forecast. This week, we've got Lana hanging out with us, and thank you so much for sending me these very festive cat photos here. We've got some partly cloudy skies for Monday, but as we head throughout the rest of the week, we're starting to see that cloud coverage in general increase, and then some rain on Christmas Day itself. This could start as early as 11 p.m. Christmas Eve, but it seems like the best bet to see some moisture at the very least is on Christmas Day. Now, granted, it's not the snow that we were all hoping for, but we are still seeing those showers and thunderstorms push in. Now, temperatures over the week itself are going to be incredibly warm. We're starting off the first half of the week in those low 60s and then slowly decreasing from there. But like we mentioned, the overnight lows, they're warmer than the average highs are. And those two bars should not be as far low down as they are. And I think that just kind of puts into perspective just how unseasonably warm things have been. This is, I think, the 17th day straight that we've seen above average temperatures for Western Colorado. The best chance for moisture, like we mentioned, is going to be on Christmas Day itself. But it's not one of those systems that immediately disappears. We've got an 80% chance in Grand Junction for Christmas Day, and then afterwards it just slowly diminishes by 20 to 30% each day from there. So you could still be seeing some rain over the weekend, but good news if you're a little bit further south, folks down in Montrose, near the San Juan region, you may be seeing some snow the weekend after Christmas, but that just doesn't really seem to be the case for Grand Junction. Some future snow totals over the course of the week itself seem to be more concentrated to the central mountains. We're not going to completely rule out snowfall for Powderhorn either as we kind of head into the weekend itself. It would be really nice to see some of the rain in that higher elevation turn closer to some snow. Right now, Powderhorn is at an all-time low, 9 inches on the ground, when typically you would want about double that. So if you're doing any traveling for the holiday season, just bear in mind, we're starting to see some travel impacts already being issued for the western half of the United States. Actually, this side of the Rockies, Grand Junction, seeing some moderate travel impact already for Christmas Eve, and that's not even getting into the rainfall that you'll be seeing on Christmas Day itself. But Christmas shaping up to be interesting. Showers potentially all morning long and then starting to kind of dissipate for that evening time. So it could be nice at the very least. It keeps us out of the 60s, which is very cool. But what we can look forward to is a very warm Christmas, a very wet Christmas as well. As we're kind of looking ahead over the course of the next several days, we'll be seeing most of that moisture kind of pushed into the higher elevations. Now, as we look at that coveted Discovery Auto Group 7-day forecast, those low 60s, well, those are going to be for the first half of the week, and they're getting down into, once again, the 40s, hopefully, by the weekend, and some shower potential is going to help with that. We're also not seeing overnight lows below freezing until maybe Friday night. Montrose, same for the start of the week before things kind of decrease from there, also seeing below freezing for Friday night. So just get ready for a warm Christmas season, but hey, at least Christmas time is rolling around. That's what you can expect for your weather.
All right. Okay, there we go.
There it is.
All right. Well, I guess one good thing about having clear sky. Well, is it going to be clear skies? No, it's going to be
It's a little cloudy, but
well, one
yeah.
thing about not having like blizzard conditions for Christmas is it's going to be easier. There's going to be no excuse for Santa not to come and hit every single house on time. And I'm saying this as Santa gears up for his biggest night. America's armed forces are actually also bracing for a busy Christmas Eve. Each year, Air and Space Force teams handle thousands of calls from children wanting an update on the reindeer's route. Of course, I'm talking about the Nordic Tracker?
NORAD.
Nordic. Is that a vacuum or a mop?
I think that's the Viking countries.
Nordic? Nordic country. Okay. The NORAD Tracker. Yeah, here's Gwen Baumgartner sharing a little bit of history of the NORAD Santa Tracker.
The mission at Colorado Springs Peterson Space Force Base doesn't stop for the holidays.
24/7, 365 days a year, we're monitoring the skies of North America for any airborne threats.
And when Santa makes his annual trek, Colonel Jason White says they have the equipment to keep tabs on his journey.
We use ground-based radars, satellites, airborne military aircraft.
Crews even rely on infrared sensors to monitor Rudolph's iconic nose. The information from the North American Aerospace Defense Command is quickly declassified, allowing any child who calls the NORAD Santa Tracker hotline to find out Kris Kringle's next stop.
Merry Christmas.
The very first call came in 70 years ago after a newspaper misprinted Santa's phone number in this advertisement. The number actually belonged to an Air Force Operations Center.
The individual that answered that phone didn't want to disappoint the child on the other end and just went with it. And then it was turned into an annual reoccurring Track Santa operation ever since.
The tradition lives on through dozens of volunteers answering phones on Christmas Eve, delivering Santa updates with military precision to tens of thousands of callers.
They logged 380,000 calls last Christmas Eve, and then several million social media engagements, 32 million website views in that one day.
In recent years, the operation has expanded with an online Santa tracker and website translations in 9 languages, allowing even more children to take part in the holiday cheer. Gwen Baumgartner, CBS News, Los Angeles.
That's really cool to see what goes into that.
Yeah, I love that. I actually used to pull up the NORAD tracker for my little brother when he was a little baby, and we would watch the reindeer and Santa move together. It was really fun.
I remember watching it on TV the night, like before I would go to bed.
There you go.
Yeah, I think the Weatherman actually showed the NORAD tracker.
Ooh, you know what?
Where
That's not a bad idea. I'm gonna have to get on that. I like that.
Maybe you can help with that. Yeah. So now that it's Christmas is here, a lot of people are getting into the Christmas movies. Do you have any favorite Christmas movies you like to revisit every holiday?
Oh yeah, it's a tradition. My wife and I every year. Netflix has an original animated movie called Klaus. And it is my favorite Christmas movie of all time. It is so cute. It's so heartwarming. It's about like a grumpy old mailman who is punished for being a stuck-up little brat. And so he gets sent off to the North Pole, and he can't come back until he's mailed like a bunch of letters. And it kind of like shows the origin of like people writing letters to Santa. It's really cool.
Oh, I might have to. I like the plot of that. Sounds really.
It
interesting.
is so cute. What about you?
It's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix. Yeah.
I think Home Alone 2 is one of the best Christmas movies.
Yeah. Well, I mean, do you think it's because you lived in New York, or were you a fan of that before?
No, as a little kid.
Wow.
I remember he had. I mean, just watching him, live that dream of like being on your own as a kid, and he found access to a limo and pizza and room service, and got to like take on the bad guys. And remember, he had that little talk boy.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a good movie. And the lady in Central Park.
Yes, the bird lady.
Yeah. That's one of my favorites for sure. As a little kid, I used to love Ernest Saves Christmas, but I haven't seen that streaming. I haven't watched that one in years, but maybe I can find it somewhere. It's got to be somewhere.
Gotta be. I had a couple of my friends arguing that Home Alone 1 isn't technically a Christmas movie.
What?
Yeah, I don't understand. I got to get better friends, I think.
Okay, I know that there's a debate whether or not Die Hard is a Christmas movie, but Home Alone?
Yeah, they're like, if you could, they could be gone for any time. Like the plot of the movie would still work if it wasn't around Christmas, if it was like Memorial Day. And it's like, that's not the point.
Yeah. Okay, speaking of whether something's a Christmas movie or not, do you think Die Hard is a Christmas movie?
You know what? I love making people angry, so I'm going to say yes. I also don't care. I don't watch Die Hard, you know?
Want to hear something crazy? I've never seen Die Hard.
Yeah, it's like,
I know what it is.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to watch it this year so I can figure out whether or not, and give my opinion
Oh, there you go.
on whether or not I think it's a Christmas
the official
movie.
analysis coming soon.
The official analysis coming soon. You know, a lot of people love just going to the movies in general during the holidays. That's something my family and I would do on Christmas Day night. Once we got older, we would, as a family, go see a movie. And there's a lot of good movies that are saved for the Christmas holiday time. Here's a look at some of the movies hitting theaters during the holidays this year.
Are you ready to open Pandora's box for a third time? You better be. There's a new Avatar in theaters, Fire and Ash. The first two movies made $5.3 billion. That's billion with a B. So here's what I can tell you about the third Avatar. You put on those 3D glasses and wow, the visual effects of this movie are absolutely incredible. It is so immersive. This is what movie theaters were made for. The story is where I feel like we've been there, done that. It's not different enough from the first two films. It's also a little long, 3 hours and 15 minutes, but overall it is worth it because Avatar Fire and Ash is a must-see on the biggest screen possible and in 3D so you can see the very, very best of Hollywood movie-making magic. However, for my money, the fun to be had at theaters this weekend is with The Housemaid, in which Sydney Sweeney plays a down-on-her-luck woman who takes a job as a housemaid working for an affluent couple played by Amanda Seyfried and Brandon Sklenar. Immediately, she senses something is wrong, and it doesn't take long for her to realize there's more than meets the eye, and complications ensue. It is based on a book. If you read the book, you know there are a lot of twists and turns. You're going to love it because they're all there. If you haven't read the book, you're going to love where this movie takes you because it gets wilder and crazier with each passing scene. Lots of surprises. This movie feels like a throwback to the female-driven psychological thrillers of the 90s like The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. And you got to see The Housemaid in theaters because you want to have that shared experience of people laughing, people shouting at the screen, people rooting and cheering for the protagonist. So see The Housemaid in theaters. Also out is This Thing On, in which Will Arnett takes on his first serious role as a man going through a divorce, so he turns to doing stand-up comedy as a way of therapy to deal with the grief. He is fantastic in this film. This is the third movie directed by Bradley Cooper after Maestro and The Star is Born. I feel like this is his best movie yet. It's grittier, it's intimate, it is a terrific film. I adore Is This Thing On. See it in theaters. That's the Entertainment Report from Hollywood. I'm Scott Movie Nance.
You can see Avatar?
I think I'm going to. I watched the first two in 3D. I'm ready to see the third one.
Oh, James Cameron actually said something. He studied neuroscience to find out why people get headaches during 3D movies. So he tweaked the movie around that. So hopefully people won't get as many headaches.
Well, I'm very excited to test that theory, Justin. Are you going to watch? What are you going to watch?
I'm going to watch The Housemaid. I love my Sydney Sweeney.
I love my Amanda Seyfried.
Amanda Seyfried. I
I've
love her
been
too.
saying her name wrong my whole life.
What'd you say?
I thought it was Seyfried this
Oh,
whole
it's
time.
Seyfried.
Yes, Seyfried.
Yeah. We love Amanda Seyfried here.
We do.
All
we
right.
do.
And we love all of you. Thank you so much for watching and have a great Christmas.
Yeah, see you then.